It is a pleasure to deliver my first President's Report to you, the Board of Regents, and the public. These first 2 weeks have been a whirlwind, I think it's fair to say, of discovery, connection, and inspiration, making clear the incredible impact the University of Hawaii has on this state. While I've only been in my role officially for a short time, it's a little over 2 weeks today, I'm happy to say. As you know, I've been working with the board and also intensely with UH leadership for the last several months to be as prepared as possible on my very first day. And it's important to me to express my thanks, sincere thanks to all of you here on the board and in the leadership team for your patience and your time and your generosity in assisting in that process. And also a special mahalo to President Emeritus Lasner for his time and support as well. He really was very generous in assisting during this time. My thanks go as well to the many members of the legislature, the leaders of the business community, and organizations really of all kinds who have so warmly welcomed my husband and I to our Hawaii home. We have truly been made to feel like an important part of this community, and we genuinely appreciate it tremendously. And I noticed one example, really two, the beautiful lei that I just got here, but also the incredible lei here that Regent Akitake presented me with this morning that was made by Hermana Kenyel from YAP and Yulinda Yaru from Cosray, and I apologize if I butchered your name. But they are part of the Micronesian community at UCC at Maui College. So just incredible. The aloha of the people of Hawaii has been extraordinary, and I thank you for your generosity and kindness to a once stranger who increasingly feels like a friend, and very much appreciate that. So I'm extremely excited about what I've learned so far about our university, and I truly am confident that there are transformative opportunities ahead that build upon the excellence that already exists here at UH. And a good example of that, moving on to the more specifics of my report, I begin with a huge mahalo to the entire community of UH West Oʻahu, with Chancellor Benham, her leadership team, the faculty, staff, and students for a truly amazing visit this last Tuesday. And you got a little bit of a taste of what I also received on Tuesday with the beautiful chant. This was my first stop on a 10-campus tour and 6 of our educational centers. It was important to me, as I've stated, to complete these in the first 3 months of my time here at UH so that I can adequately represent the community by knowing our community. And so we've prioritized that in our schedule. I was welcomed with a beautiful rainbow as we stepped onto campus, which was a lovely beginning, and the welcome protocol that you also heard, and was pleased to meet with the Native Hawaiian and Filipino leadership, the staff senate, the faculty senate, student leaders from across the campus, and the leadership team, of course. I was especially happy to see more than 75 people attended the campus open forum. It was really a great turnout. There was standing room only in the back of the room. Everyone was welcoming and engaged, and we had many meaningful and sometimes difficult conversations, which I really appreciated. This community has tremendous pride in the campus, and it was infectious, and it's easy to understand why as you look around. In so many respects, this is truly an incredible place. UH West Oʻahu's vision to be the premier comprehensive Indigenous serving institution dedicated to ensuring all students thrive was literally evident everywhere as they have posted it in the classrooms and on the walls to remind us always of why we're here. The campus is committed to serving the West Oʻahu community and all of Hawaii, and I'm very proud, and I know that the team is as well, to elevate and support this work. I met many people passionate about learning and teaching throughout the day, and I'll mention just one who stood out to make it a little more personal, and that's Nale Fujitani, a junior majoring in marketing. I was so impressed with her thoughtful questions and insightful answers during the student session. We are clearly training the leaders for Hawaii of tomorrow, and I encouraged her to think about stepping up to that path. Important to have that moment of touch on the shoulder to see we really see something in you and want a chance to develop that. Nale was just one of many phenomenal students, faculty, and staff I connected with, and again, thanks to all of you. I'm pleased to be back here 2 days later and look forward to our next engagement as well. My next visit will be to Manoa next week. We're staying close to home because of the legislative session. And my last visit will be at Windward Community College on March 24th. I look forward to continuing to learn and to listen to the community throughout these visits. And once they are completed, my plan is to share with you, the Board of Regents, and our community what I've learned and craft a vision together that we can be excited about that takes us into the future. So I look forward to that report. As I mentioned earlier, I've also had many meetings over the last several months with federal and state lawmakers. As you know, the opening day of the state legislative session was yesterday. It was wonderful to see many of you there. And I had the opportunity to connect with many of our state leaders. UH participated in a legislative briefing on Monday with the House Finance Committee. Tomorrow, we will participate in the Senate Higher Education briefing, a joint meeting with Ways and Means. As I've said repeatedly, and I think is important to say again, I genuinely appreciate the legislature's interest in the university and look forward to strengthening our relationship over time. UH and I personally am committed to transparency in our actions and to good stewardship of both our resources and our people. There is no question that a strong public university is essential and fundamental to our state's health, and we can achieve that goal best by working cooperatively together. I look forward to your engagement in the days ahead and pledge to be a strong partner. And I know this is a short report, but 2 weeks is not a long time to give you much detail about what is going on. But I wanted to convey just a few highlights from across the system since the last full board meeting. There is phenomenal work taking place here, and it's important to highlight just a few things. First, a life-size bronze bust of Alice Ball, a UH Manoa alumna and pioneering chemist, was unveiled in December at Hamilton Library. In 1915, she became the first African-American woman to earn a master's in chemistry and developed a groundbreaking treatment for Hansen's disease. Her story of breaking barriers and making groundbreaking contributions is genuinely moving and inspiring, and the artwork was a donation by our own President Emeritus, David Lasner, so mahalo to him. Another highlight, UH Manoa was ranked 92nd among 660 research universities and 68th among public universities across the world, really, according to the National Science Foundation survey that measures research and development expenditures in the U.S. higher education scenario. We're extremely proud of this evidence, which reflects tremendous work on the part of our faculty, research, and innovation leaders across our campuses. And finally, I note a great example that connects in with the testimony we heard this morning at the earlier session about how UH is serving the timely workforce training program needs of the state. I'm pleased to announce that Leeward Community College launched a new bus driver training class to address the workforce gaps that are very evident, which is part of our broader CDL training initiatives. We will continue to identify where training and education are needed across our state and move to meet those needs. And finally, I just wanted to add quickly as a side note, not on the script, but in response to Governor Abercrombie's concern about student housing, which of course we all share. I made time last week to visit every single housing facility on the Manoa campus and see with my own eyes the state of our facilities and speak with students on the ground about their feelings about how it was to live in the university residences and what work that we needed to do. And overwhelmingly, while we certainly have challenges and have work ahead to do, which we will get started as a priority, or actually not started, but continue great work in that regard, the students were very clear that their overwhelming experience was positive, and I was really pleased to hear that so that we can continue to move forward together in a way that serves our community. The last comment I will make is one more quick story about my favorite subject. You'll hear me say that a lot, our students. I mentioned UH Oʻahu student Nale Fujitani earlier, but wanted to tell you about one other group of students that I met at UH Manoa. Carly Miyamoto and Toby Chow, who goes by Bobo. You may have seen his picture on my social media. I had some pictures. I didn't get one of Carly. They are two social media students, hosts that work with our comms office, and they walked me around the campus center to get my student ID. It says student on the ID, which I really appreciate, and I'm keeping that. No one can take that from me. If you're wondering if I needed help getting that ID, the answer is yes. I often get lost around campus still, so I appreciated their help. They were so kind and engaging. I really enjoyed our time together. And I mentioned this small encounter because we all know, everyone sitting up here and in the audience, how challenging it is in higher education right now, especially during the polarized time that we already find ourselves in and is likely to escalate in the coming days. When we're able to spend time with our students, which for me and I think for you is the reason that we're here, it reinforces why all of us are excited to get up and continue serving the university and come back, even in hard times. And I look forward to meeting as many students as I can across our campuses who, like Carly and Bobo, will, for me, ensure that I never lose sight of our mission. And Regents, I want to encourage you to do the same. Frankly, it's the fun part of our job and your job. And any time that we can connect you into those opportunities, I'll be sure to tell you what they are so that you can have that boost of engagement as well.